one of your arms in.
There we go.
Okay.
So you want to put her arm 90 degrees in front of her body with her thumb pointing down.
All right, so this we're gonna do.
And
like
then
a
the
90 here.
wrist.
Yeah.
That's it. Perfect. And then just very, very gently down between the knuckle. We're not putting our fingers on a bone. It is a bone, but
Your
this
arm,
is
put
the
your
part
arm
of
up.
her arm that's going, the
Put
muscle
your arm
that's
up a
going
little
up,
bit,
and this is the
and
bone.
put your arm up a little bit. We can't see. Okay, there.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so 2 fingers.
Okay.
Maybe if you lower the
So
computer a little, then we can see better. Yes.
That's
okay, good idea.
She's good.
So the arm is out and straight in front, 90 degrees angles. The
Mhm.
thumb is pointing down.
Mhm.
Excellent. The elbow is
Think so.
locked. You want to
Elbow's
lock
locked.
the elbow. Then you're going to use your 2 fingers, but you're going to use it down here where between the wrist bone and where the muscle starts to get bigger. So
Right
right
here.
there. No, lower, back towards the wrist. More. No.
Podemos ter
One
docinho?
tiny bit. Yeah, right there.
Vai lá,
Right
Kim,
there.
eu
That's
tenho
exactly it.
caquetinho
So you
depois.
see where it's a little bit thinner right there?
Yeah.
So you're looking for a lock. Now you're not trying to
Lock.
overpower her. You're just gently saying, I want you to hold strongly. I want you to hold strong.
You relax your
Okay,
shoulders too.
it's hard to keep your arm out in front, but just say hold strong. Don't let me
Hold
push
strong.
it down. Hold strong.
Don't let me push
Don't
it
let me
down.
push it down.
That's a
Okay.
strong.
Do you see how it's bouncing?
Okay.
That means she does not have a lock. So now let's go ahead and relax your arm, Juliana, so your arms can rest. Now put a patch. You don't have to open it up. Just put like either tear off a section or put it so that
I
it's
just have one on the back of my neck. I have one on the back of my neck. I can take mine, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that would work, but let's try it.
I have some in the car.
Yeah, it'd be better if it was a new one.
New one? Okay, I'll go get one.
Mama, eu buy it above I am.
Sorry. Okay. Kingston.
Let me see you, big boy. What's
Say
your
hi to
name?
the ladies.
Hello.
He's like all sweaty from playing outdoors
Oh,
before.
it's so hot.
Juliana, what's your daddy's name? Is your daddy's name Joseph? Or is your
Kingston,
daddy's name Matthew?
what is your dad's name? Tell her. Como é o nome do papai? Fala pra ela o nome do papai.
Dad.
Yeah, but what's
Dad,
his
of
name?
course.
Joe?
Joe.
Jovis.
Okay.
Fala.
You know what? I remember when Joe was a little boy, like he was maybe 6 years old when I met him. Are you 6?
He's 3.
3. Wow.
Yeah, he's 3.
Oh.
Sorry, we were organizing this bedroom today. It's kind of messy in here.
All we see is nothing in the walls. So you're good.
We have visitors coming from Brazil for
Oh.
several weeks. So yeah, Anne was helping me to organize a little.
Nice.
Oh.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Great.
I just want to tell him that, Kingston, vai lá com a Georgia. Depois que a vovó Anne terminar isso aqui, a mamãe dá um doce se vocês estavam se comportando, tá bom? Okay?
Eu quero ficar aqui.
If you behave, then you get a candy later. If you don't interrupt us.
Okay, so I have this one.
Okay.
But she didn't
So
say
it
to
doesn't
open.
matter even which
Yeah.
patch you use. But it's
Right.
nice if it's whatever you have is good. So you're gonna take that patch and you're gonna. We could actually just do an experiment. I want to do a little experiment with you guys. Okay, so
Okay.
please forgive me for teaching some things that. So I want you to just rub it across her back, rub it across her neck.
Okay. Okay.
Juliana,
neck.
put your arm back up. Put your arm back up. And just now test it for strength. Just test it for strength. Say, keep it really strong. Don't let me push it down. Hold strong. Hold strong.
Oh, I can do
Okay,
it.
do you feel, is it a little bit stronger? It's a little bit stronger. So let's take the patch now and take one little corner of it and stick it on her like C7 area. And you should rest your arm in between, Juliana. Rest your arm. Okay, so just stick it there. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big deep breath. Blow it away. Shh. Okay, now bring your arm back up. Bring your arm back up. Okay, and we're gonna just test. Hold it really strong. Don't let her push it down. Hold it really strong.
Okay.
Hold strong. Hold strong. Hold strong. Oh, do you see that? She's starting to get a lock. Do you see that? It's starting to really lock. Okay, so now you're going to take it off of her neck because it's not quite locked enough yet, and you're going to move it into that space that's between the neck and the shoulder. That's like if you touch it, you can tell where it hurts, where it's a little bit sore, right?
Yep.
Is it a little
that
bit
it,
sore
Juliana?
right there, Juliana?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
Okay.
put just a little rubbing. Okay. So now we're gonna take that same arm and bring it up, and we're gonna test it again. Really, really, really gentle. Just 2 fingers. Hold strong. Don't let her push it down. Hold strong. Don't. Okay. Now this is what's important, Anne, is that you don't go like this with your strength. You're not going like this. You put your fingers on it and just touch it until you come to the lock and hold. Come to the lock and hold. You see how you came to the lock and held? Okay, because if you are going like this with your weight in your hand, it's going to make the arm bounce. So your
Right.
goal is to not influence the arm in any way with your own
Just to kind of
body.
gauge the strength. Gauge the
Yeah, so you're just there like
Right.
some people you're gonna have to put a little bit more pressure on
Why
them
is this
because
happening?
they're gonna like be like this. They're gonna be like hard with you. But other people, they're just gonna be kind of wimpy and it's just like light, 1 finger. But if you just put your 2 fingers on and just like put your hand out and just say, okay, hold really strong, hold strong, hold strong, hold strong. And you just feel for the lock and you just hold it very consistent. It's very consistent. You're not trying to overpower her. You're just trying to find the lock. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to try it on yourself for a second. Put your
Mhm.
arm in front of yourself.
Mhm.
Put your 2 fingers on the wrist,
Mhm.
above the wrist, and just say,
Mhm.
hold strong, hold strong, hold strong. Like, I mean, I am pushing as hard as I can, and there's a lock there, and I can't push my arm down. Right.
Mhm.
So, did you find your own lock?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. So, Juliana, I want you to do it on her. I
That's
want her to
me.
see that. No, you do it for her.
Okay.
Yes, you do it for her.
A little bit more of that, like a little bit.
Okay. So, Juliana, I'm gonna give you the next step of skill that I didn't teach yet. So, put your right hand on her shoulder. Put your right hand on her shoulder. Use your left hand to try to push it down. Just hold strong. Say to her, hold strong. Okay, do you feel the lock?
Hold strong. Hold strong. Yes.
Yes, see
Yes.
that? You feel the lock? Okay,
Yes.
so good job. Good job, both of you. Good job. So now I want you to find where the lock is going to go away. You're going to find a place on her body that's going to make that lock get unlocked. So the way you're going to do that is you can wipe one side of the jaw or the other side of the jaw. That's one way. Then test. Okay, try that. Let's try that first.
Okay.
Yeah. So so you're gonna use your hand, swipe the jaw, and now test.
Should I put my right hand on her shoulder?
Test. Okay, did you get a lock still?
There's a lock there.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Now you're gonna take your hand and you're gonna pinch. Okay, so this is the chest area. You're just gonna take a light pinch and just pinch right here.
With
All
my
right,
right
and
hand?
then when
With my right hand or my left hand?
with your right hand. I mean, no, with your left hand. Just pinch, just a little
Okay.
pinch.
Okay.
Not too hard. You don't want to hurt her. You don't want to leave a mark. And then now test again. Hold strong, hold strong, hold strong. Is it still
It's good.
strong?
Yep.
Good. Excellent. Okay. So now you're going to put her hands straight out in front of her like this,
Vai pra lá, senão tu não
hands
vai
flat,
depois.
but now bring it down to a 30-degree angle in front of her hips. 30-degree angle, 30-degree angle. Keep going a little bit lower, a little bit lower. There we go, right there. Now I want you to press evenly using the outsides of her palm. Yeah, your palms on the outsides. No, turn your hands back over, Juliana.
I'm going to use my
Hands
palm,
turned
outside of my
over.
palms.
Yeah, your Anne's hands are going to just press gently on her arms.
Mhm.
And the goal is to see if one goes down earlier than the other. So press
Okay.
gently, hold strong, hold strong. Does one go, do they go
Hold
down
strong.
evenly together?
Hold
Does
strong.
one go down more than the other?
The
They
left.
go, the left goes down sooner than the right,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that means that her hips are out of alignment.
Mhm.
So now you take a patch and you put it on the back of her, like take the patch that's on her neck right now and
That's what
move
you
it
would do,
down
Uh-huh.
to like her waist level or
Right.
just below the waist
Right.
behind,
On the left,
you
on the
know,
left side,
no, just in the middle,
in the middle.
just in the
Okay.
middle.
I'm
All right.
trying to write this down too.
Okay. Okay, now try it.
Okay, so now go back and see if that fixed it.
So
It
do
may
the
or may
30.
not have, we don't know. Hold strong, hold strong.
Hold strong.
All
Hold
right.
strong.
Yeah. And you press gently. See how
Yep.
they're the even now.
They're even.
You see that?
Mhm.
So that literally brings the energy communication back to her hips so that her body will realign her hips correctly.
Where did you put that patch in that case?
Just on the spine.
On her,
Right on the
Just put it-
center. Okay, on the center. Okay.
Okay, so these are really easy ways of testing a client to show them how the patches help them to help strengthen and take care of, you know, whatever it is that's going on with them.
Right.
Occasionally
Yeah,
at
you're
this
good.
point,
Thank you.
if somebody has a little bit of a
Thank you, Juliana.
sciatic pain, okay, if they have, oh, bye,
Thank you,
Juliana.
Juliana.
If they have a sciatic pain,
Mm-hmm.
and you put that patch on their hip on the center of their back by their waist,
Mm-hmm.
at this point you can say, hey, do you happen to have any pain that's going down your left hip or into your left leg or behind your left knee? And then you can like touch on them, like if you when you stand up and extend your hand, this middle finger is the longest finger, right? The middle
Yes.
finger is the longest finger. So you're going to take that, hold it down to the side of your body, and wherever that finger touches on your thigh, touch that point and see if it's tender.
Middle.
Do it on both the right and the left. So especially on a person whose hips are out of alignment, you have them touch their finger to the side of their body and they'll go, oh, that really hurts right there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So not
Because
everybody's gonna have it hurt, but if their hips are out of alignment, it's gonna hurt.
because
So
Wow.
because their sciatic nerve is irritated.
and that goes
So
down that side of your body.
yes. So what you're going to do is you put the patch on the middle of the back, the X39, and now you're going to either take another, like whatever else. We used to always use Eon for this, and I still do that, but there's so many other combinations that are available now. So I can't just say Eon anymore, but I use an Eon patch and I'll go, all right, so pretend this is a buttocks where my hands are. Like this is a buttocks. So the hips are up here, the bottom of the buttocks where the bones are at the bottom are down here. The round part of the buttocks is right here. So you put the patch right in the round part, the upper round part of the buttocks, and
Mhm.
that will communicate with the patch that's in the middle to help the sciatic pain that's going down that leg so that it often will just completely take that pain away. So that's not exactly muscle testing, but
This
it's
is
still a useful tool.
wow.
Okay. So now if you don't have, say you're just trying to figure out something for yourself and you're just not sure what you need. So you can put your fingers together and find a lock between your fingers this way. Okay, this is what Dr. Weber teaches. So I want everybody to make a little circle with their fingers, with their thumb and first finger, make a little circle, and then interlock them together. And then without any opinion, just pull them apart. Just pull it. Just pull it. It doesn't matter if it opens or if it doesn't open. Just pull it. Just pull, 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 pull. pull until you say, I want you to say to yourself, lock, 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 lock,
Lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock,
lock, lock, lock,
lock,
lock.
lock, lock, lock.
And then I want you to say unlock.
Unlock, unlock, unlock,
You have to have it
unlock.
unlocked though. So it has to unlock when it's unlocked. So lock, 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 unlock,
Lock, 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 lock,
unlock,
lock, lock,
unlock.
unlock,
Yeah.
unlock, unlock. Okay.
So remember that a lock is a yes and an unlock is a no. All right. So you have to use really clear, intentional questions, questions that are not manipulative or leading or based on your opinion. So it's really important that you stay as clear and
Opinionated.
yes. Yeah. You just have to
No
really
no opinion.
let the body tell you what it wants to tell you, and it will tell you things in layers. So it will tell you things based on what the next most important thing is. So at first, I mean, like maybe the real core source is some kind of, liver dysfunction. But right now there's pain in, some part of the chest or the shoulder. And we're just trying to eliminate the pain in the chest or the shoulder. So the body's not going to tell us that it's a liver problem yet. It's going to tell us how to handle the most important thing. The priority is the pain. Once we get through one level, then it's going to give us another level to consider. So you can keep going, questioning for a really long time, depending on whether your client can handle it or not, right? So like the client I had today, I was really trying to figure out what muscle was keeping him from being able to move his arm up. Like I wanted to see what was it, because not only was he unable to move his arm up, but when he got to this place, he started using this muscle to try to lift it. And that's not the muscle that actually lifts that. It's the muscles underneath in the back. Are you guys still there? Did I do something?
No, you're good. Got
Can
it.
you see me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lost you. I don't have a picture of you guys anymore, so I can't see myself. So I'm just gonna, can you see where my arms are?
It says your video's off, but okay. I mean, it says your
Is
video
that
is
what
on.
happened?
It's right now
I don't
on.
know how my picture went away. Let me see if I can
Oh, maybe
feel like it.
click on the little zoom at the bottom underneath. Maybe you clicked or touched the screen and it flipped to a different picture. Way at the bottom outside of Zoom, click
There you are.
your desktop.
Found you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go back. So again, here he is, and I'm trying to figure out what it is that's making it so that he can't lift this arm up any higher. So I use my muscle testing to test the muscles underneath here, to test the muscles that are in the back, to test the muscles around his scapula, until I find where the weakness is coming from. So, and sometimes you can't use your hand to do the testing. Sometimes you have to use the client's hand. So I've got his arm out like this. I'm trying to test it. I'm putting his hand underneath his arm. All right. So because some things, it's just not comfortable for the patient, or it's a little bit inappropriate for you to touch them in a certain way. So you just put their hand on them and see if that strengthens or not. And then so with this gentleman, this was the muscle that was actually causing his problem, was this muscle underneath here. So I had him take the patch and hold it in his hand and hold it there. And then we were tested him and he could do it perfectly without any problem. And I was doing the same test that I showed you today, but at the end I stopped using that test and I started using a test of just his own ability to lift his arm. I was like, okay, so can you lift your arm smoothly now? Can you get it past that place where it feels restricted once you put the patches on? So he was able to lift his arm up towards his ear this way without having to engage this
Shoulder.
So you know how when you're lifting your arms like this, you're not lifting the shoulders. But he kept going like trying to lift it like that. Anyway, I'm just saying that there's a lot of ways of using muscle testing where you can ask the body a question by just sweeping your hand on it. Like one of the ways that I did it when I was in Yuma is I just took my hand at the top of the person's neck and I just swiped my hand down their spine and then did a muscle test. And if it went weak, then I would know that someplace up there, there's a problem. There's a disconnect. So then I would do it in segments. Start at the top of the neck and go to the shoulders. Test. Is that where it's at? Start from the shoulders and go down past the scapula. Test. Is that where it's at? Go from the scapula down to the waist. Go from the waist down to the top of the buttocks. And you can figure out where it's at. Once you figure out the section it's in, you can literally put a finger on each vertebrae and do a muscle test and see what's going on with each vertebrae. And you can see that if you touch the vertebrae and the arm goes weak, that means that something is off with that vertebrae. Now, we are not chiropractors. Most of us are not massage therapists. Most of us don't have a license to touch the body. So all we can do is educate and patch, because that's, we're not doing a therapy. So you're going to want to, and you could maybe teach them some exercises that, where they learn how to do some exercises. But mostly for us, we're just once we find that specific point, we're taking a patch, X39, maybe 2X39, maybe X39, X49, maybe X39, X49, and SP6 or Eon. And we're stacking them, start with 1 and then go to 2 and then go to 3 to see how you can improve the way in which the body's communicating. So it's not about making them strong. It's about making the communication more readily available.
Well, I thought that was interesting that Dr. Tivoli mentioned that if scar tissue can interfere with communication, and that if somebody is having an issue with receiving a signal from the patches, that he takes the patch and he can just pass it over, not touching the skin, pass over the area where the scar tissue is to release the interference, like the interference in the communication goes out.
Yeah.
And then it will communicate better too. So you could also pass a patch over an area. That would be interesting sometime to do that. Right?
That makes sense.
And he said it didn't matter which
is-
patch it was. He
Wow.
said it didn't matter. They all have energy. They all
they all
cause
have energy, so they can all influence the communication.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, I want to step back just a second. You were listing off patches that you would use to stack, and you would start with X49 or X49, X39, SP6 and Eon.
Yeah. So when I'm patching for anything that's related to bones and muscles, ligaments and tendons, like the spinal column, right? There's a lot of it's nerves, but it's made up of vertebrae, which are bones, and it's the way that those bones are aligned that can influence the communication. So that's why we have people like chiropractors and osteopathic physicians. So that being said, I really like using X49 to influence the bony structures.
So you use it for bones, muscles, the spine, the tendons, and the nerves? Or just
bones, for anything related to the hard body of the human being.
okay.
So
Wow. Okay. When
Can
would,
you
I
can
mean,
you
it's a
think of an
step, it's a
example? Can you think
steps.
of an example, Anne, that when you liked when the X49 helped you with somebody's situation?
A lot of people have,
Your face is a little
like,
bit below the screen. There.
sorry.
There you go. Yeah.
So a lot of people have hip problems. A lot of people have their hips out of alignment. And
Mm-hmm.
so if I've already got an X39 on the back of their neck,
Yes.
then instead of adding a second X39, I will
Mm-hmm.
use the X49 on the lower spine.
Hmm. Interesting.
mm, this is fascinating. Yeah, this is really great.
So that's you said with the hip problem. Is that somebody with you said with hip?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with hip problems.
Okay.
I work on hip problems almost. That's like the number one thing because that's like people with knee problems. It's often not their knees, it's their hips. And
Oh,
often with their hips being out of alignment, it's because remember, the body is constantly looking for homeostasis. It's looking for a way to make sure that you can stand up and do the job in front of you.
mhm.
Um, Annie, can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you send, do you know Linda Lilyquist? Do you have her phone number?
I think so. Let me check.
Remember, this is recorded.
Okay, sorry. Can you make sure that you send her the
The
link
link.
to the event at 5 o'clock tonight?
Mm,
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh, we were starting to learn about our fingers and how to use our fingers for asking questions. Now, this is especially good for when you're asking questions for yourself or if you don't have the patient in front of you. If the patient is on the phone in Canada and you're in, Arizona or Portland, Oregon, you can use these finger testing to test regarding that other person. Now, the way that what you have to do first, though, is you have to actually identify that you are testing somebody other than yourself. So when you're clearing your mind, you're having no opinions, you're just opening the opportunity to just hear what does this person need. So the first thing I do is I clearly get my fingers where they are thinking about that person. So like for example, if I was working with Ann Ford and she wasn't in the room and I wanted to know what's going on with her, I'd say to my fingers, Ann Ford, Ann Ford, Ann Ford, until I get where it's locked in place. Oh, Ann Ford. Okay, it's Ann Ford. I'm thinking about Ann Ford. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about my kids. I'm not thinking about anybody else. I'm just thinking about Ann Ford. So now I know I've got Ann Ford in my mind. And so then I ask the question, um, uh, she's telling her own story. She's giving a story about having a stomach ache, and she doesn't know exactly what to do about it. And she's already told us that the things she has done, and she still needs some help. So I'm going to ask my fingers. I'm going to ask, and this is really me asking because I believe in the Holy Spirit. When I'm asking my fingers, it's not some funky, weird voodoo, like new age idea. I know that I am connected to her because energetically this is the law of nature that God put into us, and also because I care about her, I love her, she's my sister in the Lord. I can ask the Holy Spirit and he can help me to connect with the truth about her so that I can give a suggestion. Now, I don't have the right to do this without her permission. I can't just go like willy-nilly, you know, checking on people because that would be called witchcraft. You have not been invited in. But if it's an invitation, somebody has said to you, I would like some help, that's when you have permission. It's no longer manipulation and control. It's no longer you just being curious. It's respecting and honoring that person's autonomy. They've asked for help, so now you're gonna help them. So so going forward, so she says to me, I have a stomach ache. I can't get over it. I'm just eating soup for the last 24 hours because I just can't get over my stomach ache. So I'm asking the body, is it in the stomach? Is the actual stomach ache related to the stomach? Oh, okay, I got to know. Is it related to the esophagus? Oh, yeah, I get a yes. Okay, it's not the stomach, it's the esophagus that's having a problem. Is this a reflux problem? Reflux. Oh, yeah, it's a reflux problem. Is it related to anxiety and worry? Nope, no anxiety and worry. Is it related to the gut microbiome? Maybe not quite so clear. Is it related to not getting enough sleep? Oh, definitely related to not getting enough sleep. So I can ask the questions and get a clear idea of what is the most important thing for her. So does she need to wear Eon to go to bed tonight on the area between her stomach and esophagus to help her get a better night's sleep? Oh, yeah, an Eon patch right on that spot between the where the stomach and the esophagus come together.
Wow, that's great. That is called quantum entanglement, by the way.
It is called quantum entanglement.
Our ability.
Yes, it's actually the way God created us and
Okay.
created the world.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Did we want to break for Darlene's podcast? Because
Yes, we do. I want to get on that.
stop now, I believe.
Okay,
I
was
don't
that
s-
good? Was that enough information?
Awesome, absolutely awesome. I did very much enjoy that. So, and it might be good to do another one if you have props and things. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But how do I save the recording right now?
Go to
Oh, stop, just
stop recording.